So it's looking really sharp. Looking really sharp.
That's awesome.
Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
So how is everyone today?
Good.
Very good. Yep.
How's the ocean?
You want to see it?
Yes. That's the closest I'll get to it.
Right?
So
Nola.
that's the sound right there behind us. That's the sound. And that's the ocean.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
And the pelicans.
My computer's about to blow away. It is so windy out here. And then Charlie, of course.
Yeah, he said you're not in the meeting today.
Come on. Come on.
Charlie.
That's pretty.
Go potty. Come on, go potty. No, go potty.
There you go. So that's pretty much life.
Oh,
It's a rough life, but somebody has to do it.
What's wrong?
Yep. Yeah, we haven't been to this. Well, I take that back. We went to Lowe's and ordered a picnic table online and just drove through the pickup, you know, where they load it. Of course, it took us an hour waiting for them to load it, but we got our picnic table.
Right assembled.
So we put a picnic table down under the house on the carport, wooden picnic table.
Well, good. At least that won't blow away down there.
Oh,
No,
it ain't
we're
going
not
anywhere.
bring one anywhere.
It's all-
Yeah.
Well, I did something really spectacular. I went to Best Buy in the drive up and bought a 5 terabyte drive portable.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at the size of it. That's
Isn't
it.
that
That's
amazing? I
crazy.
know, that's amazing.
5 terabyte.
Wow.
My hard drive is full on my Mac, and it's an SSD drive, so I have to replace it with a bigger drive, but I can't back up everything because I don't have any place to back it up.
Gotcha.
So I first had to go back it all up so I could dare take this computer apart. It'll either work or it won't.
Let the worker won't.
Either way, I have to do it or it's dead anyway. If it reaches the end, it just dies.
Ooh.
So I'm unloading stuff to the cloud every day, trying to keep it running. Fun. That's my fun.
Hey, just for grins and giggles, y'all, look up Saturday Night Live, our first Zoom call. The Saturday Night Live Stay at Home.
or if you want.
It's like on YouTube. You can watch. It's a little skit, and it's everybody doing their first Zoom call.
Go to the church.
It's hysterical. It reminds me so much of our world right now.
Lady from Maryland wants to eat the
Well, I'm about ready to give all this nonsense up and start going back to work.
Well,
Carol.
it's open.
Carol,
Three stations open.
were you talking about the SNL skit?
Yes.
Hilarious.
Did you die?
Hey, she's like, I need 3 squares of toilet paper. My husband only has 5 wide.
I know. I ruined the Zoom. I broke the Zoom. Oh my
She's like-
gosh, I can't
like,
do this.
look.
I'm not working.
Look. What about when she's like, I went out at night to wash my butt with the water hose and now I'm viral.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I actually sent that to Laura and Trey. I said, this is us, guys. I sent it to Joe, too. I thought it was so funny.
Sounds like somebody's eating on their phone. Anna, is that you?
Hi, no, it's me, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. No, I thought
Hi.
I heard somebody like chewing on their phone.
No, I was trying to put something in an Amazon envelope, so similar
Oh, there
sound.
you go. Same thing.
So we're supposed to have a special guest today, Chip Duff. Are you on yet, Chip?
I don't see him yet.
Okay, he was invited by Teresa to join us today. He's going to be joining Keller Williams.
Trey, you're in the dark.
I'm heading to the basement so I can talk.
Hi, Trey.
Hey.
So today, since we got everybody here today, the best news is it's Yvonne's and my 41st wedding anniversary today.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Anniversary.
So we get to have takeout Olive Garden.
That sounds good.
Nice.
I want to ask Yvonne what the secret is.
Yvonne, come here, please. Hi, Shalaya.
Hi.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Shalaya.
Hi.
She's coming.
It's blocking the sign, so there you go. That was where the beach is.
She said she's not very presentable.
That's all right. Yvonne, I want to know the secret to 41 years.
Oh, I don't know. It's a day by day. Dan's different every day, so I have to kind of roll with the tide.
Well, she put up with me for 41. She can make it the rest of the way.
We get to celebrate with takeout.
All right.
Hey,
That's good.
Yeah, I had to go
what
get
it
her.
is. Food tastes the same there at home, so.
Get some sangria to go.
I had to go get her anniversary card with a mask and gloves. It was a real treat.
Should have made her one.
Funny girl.
She does the making.
He'd be one of the guys who took the bandanas, and wrapped it around his head and tied it. That's about the extent of masks.
Okay. Good morning, Laura.
Bye, guys.
Okay, we got quite a crowd today. So we were going to have Teresa do her bit on SBA, but because of Keller Williams holding Zoom meetings 4 times a day for OPs, we scheduled that for Thursday, and I think everybody's been sent an email about that. So today I just really wanted to get everybody together and tell some good news about what they're selling and what's going on, because a lot of us don't get to hear it. We're cooped up in the house 24/7. So I know that productivity, I reach out to them almost every day, so I know they're selling. Anybody else got any good news? Was anyone see Stephen's interview on the regional meeting last week?
Yes, really good.
That was really good. He
Excellent.
knocked it out of the ballpark. That was really interesting.
I was watching and my internet went out. Yeah, I love DSL.
That's what happened to me, Rich, when I was watching the one on the virtual open houses with Tina. So I got the link to watch that later.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
thanks for
interesting.
setting up those links. That's really helpful.
Yes.
Well, I didn't realize that. That's when I finally realized my hard drive was out of space. Is Zoom was never telling me that it thought it was recording them. I mean, but it's not recording them because it was empty. So
That's weird.
I've
Because it
since
does show
moved-
on there that it's recording. That's weird.
Yeah, and I since moved it up to the cloud, so it records to the cloud now. And then Shalia can just grab it. But so we missed the first few ones because I didn't know it. And it was not giving me any alert telling me that I was out of space or anything. It was just saying recorded.
I have this strange desire to sing the Brady Bunch song right now.
Big surprise, Carol.
It's like
This is one
Should've
big
waved at
mixed
everybody.
family.
Yes, it is.
Wave to Carol. Wave to Carol.
Well, Carol might be in a different spot then. Will you? Where's
I'm right above your head.
on my screen? You're to my right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is Chip, are you on yet?
Yes.
Well, welcome aboard. This is the crazy group, are part of us.
Carol, it really does look like when you're looking around the group that you are looking down in the corners at everybody like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. It is the story of a man named Dan.
No, leave me out. I'm doing this by force.
I'm doing this by force.
Well, I know you guys wanted to hear some good stories. I will say that I am doing well with my listings right now. A lot of my land has sold. Everything has sold. I have 2 more listings coming up that I actually got during hold, but we had a lot of work to do on them. So those are some positive things. I did have one that had to withdraw from one of my other land things just today because there were too many restrictions for the type of house they wanted to build. But other than that, things are going well. I don't feel like working with buyers, though, I have to say. Going out and working with them is tough.
Alicia.
I'll take them.
I mean, I'm working them. In fact, I got one backup offer done just the other day on Friday. But it's scary. But I'm doing them all. I don't give them away unless I can't do them.
Just saying.
I know, Alicia. I'm there for you.
So as Dan knows, I sold my house sold my listing in Roanoke.
Yay.
That was been on the market since the middle of January, and it just finally sold this past week, which is
great
good
news.
because, yes, that gives me a little bit more. I should get another listing after that, after she sells some of her personal property out of the other house.
Now, Rich, what do you attribute that to? Because it's been on the market for a while. Just getting the right buyer?
Yes and no. The house, she didn't want to come down at all on it. And if you look at the history of it, she wanted 130-something thousand. I got her down to sign the agreement at 112. I think basically this epidemic probably helped us because it gave people a lot of time to start really looking around.
I think that Scott had one that was about to expire, and then it got under contract because of lack of inventory. I mean, you take what you got. And
right.
Well, I got one out in Monroe if anyone's looking for one.
and I found that those that really have to sell will sell. By the way, Rich, if you have some personal property that I might be interested in, I am opening up an auction house, so let me know if there's anything over there.
Is that Nanette?
Yeah, that was me, Nanette.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely going to be personal property. Because of her health, she cannot get in. She doesn't want to be around a lot of people. She's got a lot of stuff going on. She's had to have surgeries canceled because of it. But I'll definitely keep you in mind because she's looking into doing an auction on her property, on a personal property.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, I'd like to mention that Gloria double-sided a commercial deal.
Yeah, Gloria. Awesome.
Can you tell us about that deal, Gloria?
Yeah.
Good morning. Yeah, the listing has been on the market for a while. The seller had tried to sell it himself for almost 5 years. And I have recently sold 3 other commercial properties in the same area. And so once I had his listing, it sold probably just in a few months.
Excellent.
And so I was a dual agent on both sides of that. And
how much was it?
Well, this is a small lot. It is $150.
Okay.
The other surrounding properties that I sold, I believe it was about $950,000.
Yes.
Woo-hoo! Yeah.
All right.
So today, one of my new listings, the newest listing here in South Boston, the owner is an antique dealer, and Jared from the Antique Home Roadshow is there today, looking at several of her pieces that's in the house that I have on the market now and that's for sale.
How cool!
I have an offer. An offer is coming in on the property today, and I've had the listing for about 2 weeks.
If he's not interested in any of that stuff, let me know.
Okay, yeah, it's I did a video on the inside out. I can send it out. You can see some of the pieces that's in there, but it's some very rare pieces in there in the home.
Fantastic.
On some feedback on the 2 things. One is on the feedback on our campaigns on Facebook. I've reached out to a couple of people on there. A lot of the phone numbers are not accurate. They don't pay attention to their emails, but then when they do have their phone numbers that are accurate, I got where I called them, and then I also text them at the same time, and it came back she was kind of upset about it. I didn't register my phone book or my phone number. Don't contact me again. So I'm getting a lot of those coming back from the Facebook campaigns, but then also the the KW app. They're saying the people that have my app are saying that it's not very user friendly. In fact, they like the old app better than the new app.
That's what I've gotten too.
Mine say the same thing. Yeah, mine say the same thing.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing.
And I like the old app better because it markets your face and your name and everything better.
Yeah.
I think part of the confusion with the new app is it has a lot more features. So if you're not familiar, if you've been using the other one, that's more stripped down and a little bit more, I guess, clean. The new one has so much it does that it's a little bit more complex. You have to get familiar with it.
Right, and I think the
does do more.
clients
Yeah.
are having problems with that. That's what I'm finding.
Yep.
Right.
This is Joan. I have a client that does Realtor.com all the time, and she said that our KW people should look at Realtor.com and make it a little bit more user-friendly like theirs.
I got a lot that are using Zillow, Realtor.com, and there's another one that they're using. And I said, why aren't you?
That's the ones they're going to use, you know?
Right.
Right.
And she has my app. She's had my app for a long time, but she won't use it because it's easier for me to navigate on the other ones.
Yeah.
I like the old one better. Yeah.
If
Definitely.
we can work with our clients to keep them on the app, whether it's to say, hey, let's go through some of these features it does and help them through that. Because if they do go to another app, so in focusing on a solution rather than the problem, if we make a concerted effort to work with our clients and people we've shared it with, maybe this is a good time to call them and say, hey, how's it going? We'll open it up. Let me show you a cool trick you can do. You know, how you can bookmark them, how you can search for just land or just how. There's a lot of really cool features to it. If you really dig in and start playing with it, it does a lot. Because if they leave your app, they're not, then you can't follow what they're doing. The big piece of this app is the ability to see what they're looking at and to follow them and have them in your database. So we need to face that objection with a learning opportunity and maybe coach them through ways to use it.
I think that's right, Carol.
one easy thing you guys can do, if y'all just open up your app right now, your Keller Williams app, and just right on the very first screen when you open it, there's the place to the sort of top right that you have the little bookmark that says save. And then right underneath there, there's a little thing that says draw or DRA. And if you click on that,
No.
you can draw you can draw any kind of shape you want, and it will pull up. I'm not very good at the reverse here. And it'll pull up properties in whatever area you draw. So
Where do I
you
get draw?
Huh?
Where do I see draw?
So see where it says save, the little bookmark icon? Okay, if you're just at the main screen and see the bookmark where it has save right at the top-ish, right below it, it says draw, or it actually,
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, sorry.
Stab and Dre.
Okay,
I
I
don't
do
know
see.
if it's just mine or if
There's
there's
draw, DRAW.
Okay, so mine is only 3. You know, it could just be the size of how I have my apps.
Okay, great. I see it.
Click on, first of all, before you do that, pinch to make your area smaller with 2 fingers, or expand it, however you want to do it. With 2 fingers, just take your app and do that back and forth. And then with 2 fingers, or with 1 finger, you can move it around the map. See how with 1 finger you can move it? Okay. Okay, and then where it says draw, click on draw, and you can draw. Can you see that?
I see.
Now we can see it.
You could, yeah, you can draw a heart shape, you can draw a square. So it doesn't have to fit within a county or a, or whatever. You can draw, if you like one particular neighborhood, you can draw whatever you want, and then it'll pull up those properties.
Cheryl, as long as we're kind of chatting about this, is there a way that we can set up something on the app like we used to have, which is where you start going through a neighborhood and it starts popping up literally used to pop up the pictures.
Yeah.
What's nearby? You mean what's nearby?
That you're driving by, yes. You used to pop it up. Is there anything like that still? Or
in the search bar, you just click on the arrow and it will pull up whatever's close by to where you are. Click on the navigational arrow in the search bar.
I see it.
But does it literally pop up the pictures, or do you have to click on it?
Well, then you just have to click on the price, and then it'll show.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the
But
coolest part.
It won't show multiple pictures though, right?
Correct. But it should, then you can pick the area,
Right.
so the prices.
So if you're in front of a house, you could click on it and then move to the next house and click on it, and it would show it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my clients love that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And just remember on the filter when let me go back. On the filter, it has price, beds, property type, and then more. If you click on more and scroll down to listing type, it says for sale, and then it's active. There's also pending, all those things. So make sure if somebody's like, well, it's not showing up, make sure it's not selected for pending or something else in the filter.
Where is the pending part?
So if you click on more,
right?
Yeah.
And then scroll down, it'll say, it gives you the option property.
Oh, I see. Listing type for sale. Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
I think the problem is Zillow's dumbed theirs down quite a bit. So they're giving you very limited choices on what to select. But ours is kind of wide open, so it's
much more robust. So again, like Carol said, focus on the plan, not the problem. We need to be the experts on our app. And then that way you can coach your client, because it will show you who's looking and what they're looking at if they create a login.
So,
So in command this over the weekend, we've run some ads quite a bit. And over the weekend, we saw that person X was looking on our website, and she looked and it showed me exactly which houses she was looking at, what time she was looking at them. And that's the artificial intelligence that will give us an unfair advantage.
And where do you see that?
In command.
Oh, okay. So you go to command. Yes, I did see that with a couple of
Yes.
mine. Okay.
So again, focus on the plan, not the problem. This is the tool that we have that's been given to us, that it is integrated, and it is giving us the kind of data that is really useful.
Cheryl, may I ask, do you check the box that your realtor is you and then send it to them saying that my realtor is using this? What do you have as your go-to statement? In the very beginning where you say you can either just send it like it is, or you can send it with you being the realtor?
You mean on the app or in command? What are you talking about?
On the app. Like before, it always showed that we were the realtor, like it showed our picture and everything. So on this new one, I know when you first set it up to send to somebody, you just either pick that you are the realtor, and then the referral message to them is, this is a great app. This is the realtor I use. I recommend you use it, so that other people can send it, like our clients can send it to their friends.
The default on it is I use the KW app. If you've already got yourself set up with you as the agent, when you send it, it's going to say, I use the KW app, blah, 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 here it is. That's what
Okay.
it says.
Right.
That's that.
The person chooses, if you send them the link for your app, your personal link, then if they choose to create a login, then that you will be their agent.
Okay,
behind the things.
So I should not pick myself as my agent then?
Well,
on your app it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
not going to matter. But Shalaya, you're muted if you were saying something. Were you saying something, Shalaya, to us? Oh, talking to your kid. Okay, no worries. I thought you had some great information that you were telling us and we couldn't hear you. I wasn't trying to call you out there, sorry. So again, when they sign up, when they create a login, whoever shares their app with them is going to be their agent.
Okay, I guess my question is from the very beginning, when I hit on the very introductory page and I hit you, okay, I have put myself in as the agent, Crystal Layton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the correct way to do it?
If you want to be your agent, yes.
If what?
If you want to be your agent, yes.
No, you should be putting my name in.
Yeah, or mine.
But what I guess I'm saying is, should I leave that blank when I'm sharing it with people?
No.
Okay.
If you leave it blank, it's not going to assign it to you when you share it with somebody.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know why that was there. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But again, they have to create their own login for you to get the data in command.
So we have to encourage them to do that.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
On a different note, Courtney just closed her first home.
Hey,
Courtney,
Thanks.
Congrats.
are you staying well, Courtney? We think about you and your husband a lot.
I am. We're well so far. Yeah, we appreciate the thoughts and prayers, but so far so good.
Excellent.
has anybody got anything lined up for after this is all over, like selling houses because there's a divorce going on? Because that's probably going to hit. Business is going to be booming.
My wife hasn't told me that yet.
Dan, I think you're safe.
Dan and Yvonne.
No, I'm going to be selling to those that's going to need a bigger house from the shut-in.
I know an agent.
It's either going to be a baby or a divorce.
Absolutely.
Hopefully not both.
Right, maybe of course, no doubt.
Down, so I'm good.
Alicia, when does yours close?
So far it says May 22nd, but I think we're going to be closing a little bit sooner than that because we've already got the appraisal set for tomorrow, and things are kind of rolling pretty quick so far.
Good.
That's great.
Yes.
How are you guys finding that the loan companies are doing on getting their loan process going?
Fine.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
They
Great,
went through
except
a
for
period where
Except commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, residential went through a period where the FHA or any government, FHA, VA, USDA were raising their interest rates and creating points because they didn't want them. You almost had to go with the conventional. And now they've started releasing them because Don called me, Don Riley out of Blue Ridge called me, I don't know, earlier this or later last week and said that he had just gotten a loan deal for a guy on an FHA for 3 3/4, no points.
Oh, well, we've got points on ours.
Yeah, so those that have points will just have to turn right around as soon as this is over and refinance. They'll save a lot of money.
I do want to make a quick announcement, though. I have been posting on the group page about the scavenger hunt. Does anybody want to do the scavenger hunt Saturday? I've got everything kind of set up for it if you want to join in. Yay, nay?
Yes.
It's a great opportunity for kids to get involved in the house if your kids, your husband, about the same, right? And in some cases. So
how are you guys going to work that?
Oh, it's pretty simple. So she has a list. It's a riddle, and you determine what it is the riddle is, and then you determine whether or not you have this item in your house, and you bring the item. Okay, we're all like in a group. And then you get a point for the right riddle, for the answering the riddle correctly, and you get a point for actually having the item. And
fun.
So, did you guys know that you can do breakouts on Zoom and break out into teams?
Yeah.
I didn't.
It is the coolest thing. I did it first time yesterday. I'm doing an online class, and they break us out just like if you were in a classroom, and they say, okay, you two or you three go here, and they break you out into rooms. And you could use that on your scavenger hunt and break up teams.
Yeah.
If
And
I
give
was
them like
a-
5 minutes.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't either. I just was in a room, and all of a sudden I'm in a room with 1 or 2 people instead of.
But there's this thing. It's called Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's got time to read, right? I'm so busy with my contract now.
Hey, you got a bunch of kids on too.
So
Well, I've got my son and my daughter. So my daughter's really looking forward to it. My son's just whatever, but video games.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So if you guys want to join, just go to our group page if you're on there, and just my phone number and stuff is on there. Just shoot me your email and who you are so I can put a name to your email and all of that. And I'll send you the list of clues and the link.
I know PJ wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her.
Yes.
So
says
I'd
yes.
like to have a good little group of people. But if Saturday doesn't work, is there a better day that works for everybody? I'm thinking around Saturday, like around lunchtime or so. That way you can enjoy your evening and stuff with your families.
Oh, shoot. Am I supposed to be awake by noon on Saturday?
I know, right? Everything for me.
Damn, I didn't know
You
that.
don't have to wear pants, though. If you don't want to, you don't have to wear pants.
Pajama party, a pajama scavenger hunt, and we can all just show up our pajamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Day pajamas or night pajamas?
What's your date?
Day, please. Day, please, Nanette.
How about the wackiest pajamas get a bunch of points too?
If you can find your pants.
Yeah, if you can find.
Pants are required. Carol, pants are
Yes.
required.
Why me? Why me?
Yeah, Carol.
No, just saying it, but yeah, it'd be fun. So just go to the group.
This is kid friendly. It needs to have
Yes.
pants.
With family, it's a family show. Yeah.
What
So
other
anybody else
opportunities
got
have
any?
you,
Hi, good morning. This is Gloria.
Go ahead.
what other opportunities have you all found in the last week or two that surprised you?
So I went and showed a house on Saturday, and there was a car there in the driveway, and it was supposed to be a vacant house. And as I pulled up, I see a woman from behind the wall waving her hand, and it was also her husband. So I got to pick up, I asked them if they were working with an agent, and they said no. So I gave them my business cards, and my new business cards came in, were on the back. It has my QR code that Shalaya set up for me. And I said, if you scan that, it'll automatically go into my command. And he scanned it before I even got back. So I just started emailing him when I got back, and he wasn't working with an agent. So I'll be working with them shortly. He said he's not ready to buy just yet, but it's going to be there.
Let them shop around on your app. That's a good thing.
Nice.
Yep.
So Trey, you've been going out quite a bit, haven't you?
Oops. All right. Yes, up until Sunday, which was kind of nice to be home, but I've got active buyers that are ready to go. If I run across somebody new, what I am doing though is really making sure that they're ready, willing, and able. So instead of, especially when you go into a listing where somebody, the home is occupied and they're concerned, now's not the time for people to be bored and going out and looking and putting people in jeopardy. So I am a little stricter with people, which I think might be a new way for me to do business in general from now on. Let's get you pre-qualified. Let's see what price range you're in, and then I'll be happy to take you out and show you homes. But I want them to be ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of feedback have you gotten from that, Trey?
Honestly, I have one girl that's been looking for quite a while, and she told me about 2 months ago that she wasn't ready. She had to sell her house. So she saw a property she wanted to look at, and she goes, what's going on now with the COVID? What are you doing? I said, we have to have pre-qualified buyers to take them out. And you know what? She called, and her mother is going to live on the property with her too. And her mother called the bank, and in 30 minutes, I had a pre-qual letter for list price on it. So, it's
That's
just,
great news.
I was afraid of that in the beginning. I would take people out and just, show them, and never talk to them about that. But, with this time and putting people in jeopardy, and, you've got homes with families that are concerned, I just want to make sure people aren't out just looky-loos,
And that's something that you want to do whether or not there's a pandemic going on or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
don't
what I
wanna
said
go-
in that. I think I've learned a new way to do business now like that. And it's not, it's using my time wisely and not spending months with somebody that finally says, well, I really can't buy right now,
Or spend time with somebody that's going to go and use another agent.
So that leads to another question I wanted to ask you guys, because I've been hearing, I get calls every day from things going on and all. How are you guys doing with your exclusive right to represent a buyer? Are you doing it before you go out? Are you waiting till the first showing? Where in the phase are you doing that exclusive right?
Well, I'm old school, so I do, I just have always brought them in and always had a buyer's agreement done when we do the consult. I mean, he teaches us, right? Ask all the questions that you need, what kind of property. So I don't want to go look at 15 properties.
Right.
I'm looking at 5 max. And that's all we're looking at. And you're going to buy one today. And that's it. I don't have anything else to, and I'm old school. I don't do it.
I want to hear some of the newer agents, what you guys are doing, if you're in good practice with that.
Well, I think I'm going to take something from Annette and say, you're going to buy it today. That's something I haven't done, but I'm going to show you
the
5 and you're going to buy
reality is-
one today.
Yeah, the reality is if they don't, somebody else is going to buy it today because inventory is so low.
You're right.
So I had at the same house that I was showing on Saturday. That lady, I've been working with her since Halloween. I've been sending her stuff. She would never get pre-qualified, and she was looking on Zillow, even though she has my app. And she goes, "I really like this house." And I said, "Well, you haven't even been pre-qualified yet." And I said, "And now what we're in, you have to get pre-qualified for me to even show you." And she said, "Okay." Well, she started her pre-qualification, and she did it. We went and showed the house, and later that night, it was actually the next morning it was pending, so she missed out on that house. But I'm like, you would have been pre-qualified when I was trying to get you pre-qualified. You probably wouldn't be able to put an offer in on that prior to that being. But I found out what the offer was, and she wasn't even going to be close. It was a full offer, no closing costs, and she was going $10,000 below that. So, but it just proves that if she would have been proactive like I've been trying, we probably would have had a chance, because we probably would have been the first one in there.
This is not the time. This is not the time to be having a buyer trying to negotiate price with closing costs. That's the quickest way I know of losing the job.
Well,
And that's what has happened with my listing. She wasn't paying the closing costs. Wasn't having any part of closing costs. So that is something that you have to be mindful now.
My clients, I'm finding that we're still doing the negotiation, but if they're cash poor, then we just go higher price as long as we know it'll appraise.
Right. Because if it's a hot property, that property is going to go at least full price.
Mine
So
did.
if you're trying to buy it and have seller pay closing, I mean, you're barking up the wrong tree.
I had something about exclusive right to share. I was reminded over the weekend how important those documents are, because buyers are liars and I trust way too easy. And I knew this person as a person I knew a few years ago from my old job. So I kind of just trusted. Long story short, he wanted to put in a $50,000 less offer on a new construction, which is crazy. And I had verbally spoken to the agent, and she said that will not work. I told him that. I'd shown him the house. Anywho, he ended up calling the listing agent and said, "I want you to write me an offer." And she asked, "Well, who is showing you the house?" And she knew it was me, and she goes, "Well, she needs to do that, but don't try to do a low ball." He then called the builder, Scott Zucchini, and tried to say, "How about we cut the agents out of the deal and you give me a lower price?" Well, that is so snaky, so distasteful, uncool. Anyway, I was aware of all this, so I snuck back in and just started talking to him about, hey, let's go ahead and write an offer and then we'll negotiate. Anyway, the story ends that he either doesn't make enough money, as he says, or he has bad credit issues, and now he wants to wait. And then he started trying to look at houses out of the lake, and I said, "Well, I'm not going to be able to show you a house until we get you that pre-qualification letter." He spoke to my lender friend, and my lender said something's wrong with him. But the moral of the story is I trust him. I can't trust. When you're going to invest your time and energy, you've got to make sure that you protect yourself.
Well, people will also take advantage of you too. You're a kind person, and they probably took advantage of that. But I do agree. I think before you really get out there and start working and showing houses, and I haven't really had a lot of transactions and stuff, but definitely get that exclusive right and get that pre-approval, because you don't want to go out there and show them a house that they're not even going to be able to qualify to buy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm Richie, with the Cornerstone Group. Randy usually teaches us to it's like a one-time rule. We take them out one time, and then after that, if they don't have a pre-approval, or if they're not willing to get a pre-approval or sign the exclusive right, then it's kind of from there. It's kind of cut off.
Yeah,
so that's just kind of how we handle it.
I do the same thing, Richie, because Dan taught us before too. Sometimes you might not want to work with that client. I mean, it's not all about them, but sometimes you might meet somebody and realize this isn't going to work out. So you really don't want them to sign it. But I like to take somebody out one time, meet them face to face, let's see if we're going to mesh well together. And then, yep, I do the same thing. I think that's a great practice.
Can I add an augment to that? You know, when you do an exclusive right, you can do it just for one property. So say you're going out on a one-time showing, you can just put the address of that one showing, so that even on that property, if they go back with somebody else later, even if you don't want to work with them, you've got that, you know.
That's right.
You had the conversation, and you can do just, anyway, that's what I was going to say, is you can do it just for one property, or you can do a more general one, either way.
I still think getting I mean, I don't want to, you guys do how y'all been taught. Personally, I'm not going to take anybody out until I have that agreement signed, because I've wasted too much time, and until they're pre-qualified, because you don't know. I mean, at least that way you have somebody's legitimate information. You know, if they're not a freak, or, I mean, at least that helps. If they're, and women, maybe this is a bigger issue than men, but for my safety, I'm going to meet them first. I'm going to have a consultation, like Nanette said, just for my own safety. That's as much, and because my time is valuable.
I feel like
So
the biggest reason,
perspective.
I feel like the biggest reason we do that the first time is to like build rapport with the client, just for the first time.
Yeah.
Just meet them, put a face with a name, and see exactly who you're dealing with.
You can do that also in a consultation, but anyway, just a different, just a different.
Let's keep in mind also that there, you may not be aware that D4 does have shoppers. And so there are people that go out and shop you, right? And this is not brought up a lot, but when I was first licensed a few years ago, they actually have people come out and they try to talk with you, mostly about the fair housing laws and such. But this is not, you know, that you could be just be talking to a shopper, so to speak, and they be testing you and hunting.
Whatever you do for one, you have to do for all.
Yeah.
So you have to have a set rule. Either you do it on every first time showing, or you do the first time without it. But you have to do the same for all of them, because if you do one person different than another person, it becomes a fair housing violation. I want to tell you guys, because I've got to go. Crystal just said, very important to inform your settlement company to mail your commission checks with the settlement statement. We need the check and the statement together. And that if they are hand delivered, they go in the lockbox outside. Some agents had checks that just arrived this week, and they were actually from March. So it has to either be in the lockbox or in the mailbox, because we don't want them to be just laid on a counter and get lost or something like that. So please inform your settlement companies of that. I'm going to sign out, guys. I got to run to another meeting.
Bye.
Bye,
Carol.
Bye.
Toodles.
Well, needless to say, if you don't have an exclusive right to represent, the only person that loses is you.
Yes, I have, I use it anytime I show my own listing. That exclusive is signed from everyone that I show it as a one-time courtesy. And that's just so that should they decide after they've house hunted and they come back to that property, even if they have signed with someone else, I will have already had that in hand.
Well, anyone else have any good stuff? Because if not, we can just wrap this up.
I wanted to ask, does anyone use the Facebook ad? I'm just not sure how to. I tried to do it twice and the properties were rejected. So I guess I need some type of assistance getting that first Facebook ad done. Do y'all use that? Anyone on here use that?
Dan is a man.
I've trained a lot of agents to do it, so anyone can help you.
You have a video that I can look at?
Well, that's one of them that didn't get recorded right.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Gloria, I have one up, but that's the house that's pending.
Oh.
It's the
Bye, everybody.
3111 Hillcrest Avenue in Roanoke. But it's on there. It's still gonna be on there for, I think, 45 days, just trying to get leads off of it. I don't know if you can go in there and cancel it early or not.
Yeah, you can,
Yeah.
but she can't see how you set it up.
Okay. You can go in and cancel it?
No, yeah, you can.
Well, what she's saying is that she doesn't know how to get the property to be posted to begin with because it's rejecting her.
Okay.
Shalai is an expert.
Well, I'm talking about as a paid ad, I guess.
Right.
Because I can go ahead and post it. I know how to, go ahead and do that. But I just wanted to get more exposure out for the property, especially since I had the tour. I have a walking tour and I have the aerial video for 2 of my new listings. So I just want to try to get it out there and get as much eyes landed on it as possible.
Yeah, Gloria, I can try to call you later and walk you through it.
Okay, that'll be fine. Thanks.
Okay, anything else? Well, I think it was a great conversation today. I appreciate everyone joining us. And so I'm going to sign off, and you guys be safe out there.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
It was great.
And
Bye.
Bye.
Get it.
Bye-bye.